Hello everyone, welcome to Sunburned. Albino plays West of Loathing. I'm playing the Switch version, it just came out, or maybe it's been out for a while. I know it was on PC a while back, and then it got a Switch port, and now I have it. And I played it over the last couple days, and it's really one of those games that you just sit down and play forever. And so I've already beaten it, so now I'm doing my second playthrough. Let's do it! Also, my name is Jeb Bush, because I think that's a funny name for like a Wild West character. That's good. I don't know why I thought of that, but I did. I was like, oh, that's, you know. I didn't want to just be Sunburned Albino, because that's what I did my first playthrough. So we got 3 character classes. There's Cowpuncher, that's your melee class. There's Beanslinger, that's your magic class. I did Beanslinger my first playthrough, and it was pretty good. It was alright. It was really good, actually, towards the end. And then Snake Oiler is your gun slash, like, poison class. I want to do Cowpuncher, because I have the other 2 characters already. So Cowpuncher solve the problems with their fists, whether it's shaking them at a disagreeable feller in a disreputable saloon, or using them to punch a slightly more disagreeable feller in a slightly less reputable saloon. You've heard that Cowpunchers are in demand out west since the cows came home, which stands to reason the cows aren't going to punch themselves after all. I want to be a Cowpuncher. So what is West of Loathing? It's an Old West game. It's kind of like a parody game a little bit. Or maybe a lot. You know, it's one of those like weird, quirky games, but the combat has depth to it and it's pretty fun. And the story is good and it's just a really engrossing thing. This weird poster appeared here one night. Yeah, and it breaks the 4th wall just like that. So it's one of those. You read the spine of one of your books, Festus Smith in the Forbidden City. Rufus liked this one as much as I did. Edith Swift in the Mystery of the Dark Hospital, I remember that one. Pete Drew in the Haunted Jungle, yeah, oh, but this one might come in handy. And now, when I read this book, you will understand what this game, the tone of this game, pretty instantly, and across all of what's going on here. You accidentally drop the book and then ruin it by stepping on it 30 times while you're trying to pick it up. Oops. And now this is how we walk. Or we walk like this. We can also walk like this. Oh, excuse me. There we go. There's like 30 different ones, and it's just something that you're gonna deal with now for the rest of the game. You can turn it off if you want, but I'm not gonna. It's fun. Like, you don't even pay attention to it after a while, but it's still better than just regular walking. We must set our bird free. We'll turn off the phonograph. Because we're leaving. We're setting out west to either seek our fortune or just to help people or, you know, whatever you want to do. You can be any kind of character you want. I mean, you kind of help people regardless, even if you're kind of evil. But, you know. Alright, we again want to... Oh, that reminds me. I need to go into the settings here. Turn nerd mode on, because I want to see all the stats, like the combat whatevers. And stupid walking is on... And we need to turn automatically spend XP off. If you're new to this and you don't do that, it levels up for you, and it's like, I have no idea what kind of person would want that. It attempts to make a well-balanced character, but then you can't specify what you're trying to get. And maybe there's something you need right now, like if you want to level up lockpicking, then it decides it wants to go into foraging instead. Because the game's weird like that. So yeah, I've never heard of that. Like, has that happened in any other game? Where they just decide they allocate the XP for you? That's like completely removing player agency from your RPG growth, man. So I'm not on board with that. Apparently our brother is like a genius. And he reads genius books. We'll go in his toy box and get his puzzle cube, which is not called a Rubik's Cube. That would be copyright, maybe. I don't know. Or also, this is like in the West. Like, when was that invented? But we fiddled with it and got 1 XP. But yeah, the game is just, I don't know. It might take a little bit to click, But once it clicks, you're like, oh, I got the hang of this. I'm not putting it down. Your mom smiles warmly as you approach. I'm leaving now, Mom. We're gonna miss you, kiddo. Oh, and before you leave, I got you a present. A present? Yep, it's that book you wanted for Crimbo. I know it's early, but... Okay, so from here we can decide whether we want to learn lockpicking, foraging, or dickering, which is bartering, which is just getting lower prices on stuff. We don't get the other two until later, depending on which one we pick. So, based on my experience, the most important one is picking locks, but also dickering might be good to have immediately, because it lets us get a free thing in the prologue, and then I wonder how that works out. But also, let's do lockpicking. There's a lot of locks in this game, and they're early too, so if you don't have lockpicking from the beginning, you're just missing out on a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah. After you're done reading it, you donate to a local orphanage. Soon those orphans will be able to make their escape. You can still pick locks, some simple ones, if you don't have lockpicking, but you need the book to, like, you know, do the harder locks. Oh, there's a needle in a haystack. The needle's your lockpick thing that you use to do that. Your father morosely jabs at the haystack. That hat doesn't fit you, Dad. I'll grow into it. It's time for me to leave. His lip quivers a little. Listen, Nat, I want you to have this. It's your grandmother's brass knuckles. Thanks, Dad. Good luck out there. Be sure to say goodbye to your mother. I did. Goodbye, Dad. Alright, he gave me my melee weapon, brass knuckles. Your grandmother was a force to be reckoned with. No doubt. If she had brass knuckles. If you're an oil man, he gives you a suitcase full of snakes. And those were my grandmother's also. Your brother Rufus is standing here looking nervous. He's pretty good at looking nervous. You hand him the puzzle and he starts fidgeting with it. Hey, Rufus, time for me to head west. I still don't understand why you're leaving. He's got a point, you know. Why are you going west anyway? Get off this stupid farm. No, my parents and my brother are great. I'm here to help people. You've read the papers, Rufus. The people out west are in trouble. They need all the help they can get. But it's so dangerous. 60% of the people who go west get killed within a year, and that statistic is from before the cows came home. I'll be okay. You worry about taking care of Mom and Dad. I'll worry about me. Okay, if you say so. I still think you'll be dead by Crimbo. I'll miss you, Rufus. Okay. You give him a playful punch on the arm. I don't know what Crimbo is. Is that Christmas? Is that what, they called Christmas in the Old West? When was Christmas invented? I have so many questions that I'll never get answers to. It's time to go west, young man. Looks like this isn't your first rodeo. Okay, so we could skip the prologue if we wanted to and get most of the items that were important. But no, I want to play it again. This will be the third time I played it. I found out some things the second time that I didn't know the first time, so maybe we can keep that going. I'm going to skip the opening credits, though. Don't worry, they'll tell you what happened. You just skipped the credits sequence where your character rode a turnip cart across the Great Plains and into the sleepy town of Boring Springs. Highlights of the trip included that stuff. I'm sure it was spectacular. Alright. Ooh, a turnip. Dusty turnip. If we eat it, it'll increase our muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 1 for the rest of the day. So those are our corresponding stats depending on what our proficiency is. So our melee is going to be muscle. Mysticality would be magic. Moxie would be your gun stuff. AP is your action points. There's certain skills you need action points for. Speed would be like your initiative if you were playing Divinity. Affects who gets to, like, take the first move in combat. What were the other ones? Oh yeah, and stomach, liver, and spleen is like consumable, like food, drink, and medicine. And you can have certain effects. And yeah, if you touch a cactus, it hurts. Like it should, you know? Like this is pain. This is what the Wild West was. You just keep running yourself into a cactus, and eventually, you'll become mostly scabs. Yeah, this game's got perks too. So +5 maximum HP, because we've been poked by so many cactuses that our body has built up an entire extra set of skin capillaries just to deal with the constant tiny puncture wounds. That is microevolution. On a quick-ass scale, that's for damn sure. Alright. Yeah, we did lockpicking. Let's go in here. Howdy, stranger. Welcome to Boring Springs. I'm the sheriff in these parts. The what? He sighs. The sheriff, okay? Blasted sign painters. Say, you wouldn't happen to be looking for work, would you? As a matter of fact, I am. Great, 'cause I happen to have some. There's a gang of hoodlums around here what call themselves the Fricker Gang. That's a fantastic name. Last time I arrested one of them, they busted him out and took my cell door with them. It ain't much good without the door. And I need somebody tough, smart, and or slick to go fetch it back for me. Why don't you do it? You're the sheriff after all. I gotta stay here and practice my chair tipping. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Funny you should say that, 'cause I'm sending the deputy along with you to keep you out of trouble. He takes a pistol out of his desk and hands it to you. You got an item, deputy pistol. Deputy? You deputized a gun? You're new in town, maybe you ain't noticed, but there ain't much to do here except drink. Here, let me write down where the Fricker Gang's hideout is for you. You have to say it like that every time. You have to go, Fricker Gang. He makes a little note on your map. And we got the Fricker Gang's hideout. For bird theft, for that. Wanted poster artist, applying person at the human marshal's office. Bimmy Fricker. Alright, we got a dirty mug out of the corner of the place, which is terrific. Step right up, Braid's the name and trade's the game. You seriously doubt that his name is Braid. Howdy, Braid, what are you trading? Well, sir, today I am trading locks for soap and a stick of dynamite for a needle. And to the cunning Skinner who brings me 3 rattlesnake hides, well, to that adventurous soul I will trade a fine silver pocket watch. Here's the thing. Yeah, so if we had Dickering, we could ask for free dynamite here. I need this needle, I think. Although maybe I don't. Oh, you know I don't, actually, because I know where to get other needles. I'll take some dynamite for this needle. Braid, which is so not a name, takes my needle and gives me a stick of dynamite. Careful with this now, feller. Poop. Horse poop. Sign on the door reads, gone drinking. Well, we're going to need a horse if we're going to get out of this town and go to where we're trying to go. As you walk into the saloon, the crazy-eyed guy sitting to the left of the door shrieks and waves at you to get your attention. Hey, where's your hat, dagnabbit? Well, you can't drink in here without a hat. Tain't proper. He points to the take a hat, leave a hat box next to the door. You look through the hat box and find a sturdy-looking Stetson. That looks like something you'd wear. You got an item 4-gallon hat. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Pete. He gives you a friendly, if somewhat twitchy, nod. Say, feller. Yeah? You heading west? If you want some company, I'd be more than happy to come along. Just let me know. Well, no pressure. Alright, I'll keep it in mind. Do we have any meat? We don't have meat. Meat is our currency. And that dude is sleeping. You want to do something disgusting right now? Because I'll do it. It's a spittoon. People spit into it. You know without even looking in it that it's absolutely disgusting. Let's look in it. Yeah, it's full of spit. Regular spit, gross tobacco spit, chewing gum, and it looks like a few teeth as well. It's disgusting. And the smell, even from a distance, it smells horrible. Let's look closer. You are now on your hands and knees, peering into a filth-encrusted spittoon. I don't understand what is wrong with you. Wait, is there something shining at the bottom? Let's get it. You reach your hand toward the spittoon. Even before you touch it, you can feel the grossness in the air, like a greasy fog enveloping the stinking brass horror. It smells like the vomit trough at a mesquite barbecue eating contest. You hesitate. Never surrender. You plunge your hand into the awful soup. It makes a sound like glop. Your skin is burning. Your eyes start to water. Search. Your fingers make contact with something. You pull your hand out of the devil's tureen slowly, not daring to risk splashing the contents all over yourself. You appear to have gotten some kind of ring. Probably some kind of disease as well. Congratulations? You got an item. Nasty ring. Let me look at that nasty ring. +1 muscle, +1 mysticality, +1 moxie. Though getting this ring was traumatic, you have to admit it was worth it. Indeed it was. Huh. Let's see what else to do. So yeah, this is a very, like, interactive interactive, like, conversation-heavy game, like, you know, doing jobs for people and, like, helping people out. You know, it's been RPGing and stuff. Howdy, I'm Jeb. Howdy, Jeb, I'm Horace. Nice to meet you. What do you do? I'm the town hostler. I don't know what that is. I'm the town horse-selling guy. Gotcha. How's that working out for you? Oh, those horses are just flying out the door. So business is booming? Nice. No, I mean the horses keep running away. I haven't sold one in ages. Oh. Is that why you're here drinking instead? Yep. Me being in here drinking instead of watching the horses is probably how they keep escaping. It's one of those vicious circle things. Well, I'm in need of a horse. Do you have any left? One, kind of a boring one, but it's got 4 legs and a back to sit on. Come see me at the stable. I'll be happy to show it to you. Okay. The woman glares at you. You should probably just let her drink. Fine. Yeah, sometimes you just slide on the ground. It's fine. You walk up to the bar and wait patiently for the bartender to notice you. While you're waiting, you see a sign taped to the back wall reading, "Reward for lost mugs, 25 meat each." Bartender finally notices you. Howdy, cowboy. Howdy, barkeep. Name's Jeb. What brings you to our little backwater? Oh, the usual. I came out west to make my fortune. Not having much luck so far, though. Any work around these parts? Unfortunately, Boring Springs already has more people in it than jobs. It's more of an errand town, if you catch my meaning. If you're looking for a real job, I'd recommend talking to the railroad people up by Dirtwater. Ask about the railroad. The Manifest Destiny Railroad Company, from back east. They're trying to run a line to Frisco, having a heck of a time doing so. And they're hiring? Oh, I reckon they're always hiring for one thing or another. Big company, that. Dirtwater? Dirtwater is interesting. It's far enough west that it's still more or less exempt from the rule of law, but not so far west that it's been burned to the ground by the damn cows. Lots of opportunity there. She pauses for a few seconds, lost in thought. Yep, if I were a younger woman, I'd probably head that way myself. You mentioned errands. Yeah, this forsaken burg's always falling apart in one way or another. Hostler's always needing help since he hurt his leg, and that no-account sheriff could certainly stand to have somebody doing his job for him. Anything else? Well, I've got a goblin loose in the basement, and some cowpoke in from the gulch didn't wipe his boots off and got spores everywhere. I can probably handle a goblin. Much obliged. I'll unlock the basement door for you. Oh, and you'll need this. You got an item, weak fungicide. Or fungicide, whatever it is. Alright, we got a Boring Springs Gazette. Now, given that I know my way around this prologue, don't go back up there. I'm going to be circumventing a few things. Give me that Nurse Brand whiskey. It's important, trust me. And we ain't talking to the goblin just yet. No, sir. That goblin's going to serve me a special purpose. And by talk, I mean kill the goblin, which we're also not doing. Oh, hello. You approach the weird Cactus Man hybrid. He smiles at you. Howdy, Cactus Man. Howdy yourself. The name's Bill. Cactus Bill. What happened to you, Bill? Well, to be honest, partner, I drank too much cactus beer and it turned me into a cactus. Doc Alice warned me this would happen, but I didn't listen. And that's why they call you Cactus Bill? No, that's just a coincidence. Oh. Does it hurt? Does what hurt? You know, being a cactus? Oh, no, it's actually kind of nice. The natural fermentation processes inside the cactus part of me keep me pretty drunk most of the time. I guess it is a mite boring. Yeah, I bet. Well, it wouldn't be so bad if I had something to read. You don't happen to have a newspaper or anything, do you? Oh, I do, though, because I found that shit in the basement. Much obliged, partner. Now, let's see here. What can I do to return the favor? Oh, I know, my shovel. I left it behind the outhouse at Orhole Mine. It's yours if you go and get it. I'm sure you'll find a use for it. Behind the outhouse at Orhole Mine. Got it. Thanks, Bill. Don't mention it. Now, if you could just kind of stick that newspaper to my face before you leave. There we go. And good, I need a shovel. There's diggable things like that, for instance. And now that we have the whiskey... Oh. Not yet, I guess. First, we need the context on that person by coming this way. And here's my 2 needles. You can always find a needle in a haystack. If life has taught me anything, it is that. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you? How's business? Oh, you know, every day I'm hustling. To tell you the truth, though, it's pretty terrible. All of my horses keep running away. Well, except for this completely ordinary one. That's rough. Maybe I can help? Oh, God, yes. Thank you. Please. I'd go fetch them myself, except for this injury. I'll give you 300 meat each for finding them. How many are there? 3. Here, let me see your map. They pretty much always run away to the same places. He draws 3 little pictures on your map. Orholmine, Boring Springs, Thousand Snakes Gulch. Why these places? I think they like environments that are thematically appropriate. Here, when you find one, feed it some of these oats. That should send it back here. Got a bag of homing oats. How does that work? They're special pigeon-infused oats. Okay, will do. See you later. Like I said, quirky. Ooh, I got a broken board. Damage 3 to 4. Is that better than my, Is that better than my brass knuckles? No, it ain't. Did I ever equip the gun that he gave me? Or that somebody gave me? Yeah, okay. Alright, we could do the horse thing now, which... yes. Wait, hold on. Said something earlier about an injury? Yeah, I busted my knee while mucking about the showroom. Don't ask how, it's embarrassing. Well, I was gonna get Doc Alice to have a look at it, but she gave up doctoring. Why'd she do that? Nobody knows. She just shut herself up in her office. Said she wouldn't talk to anyone except Nurse Whiskey. Is that an actual nurse, or? I'm pretty sure she was just being sarcastic. I see. Exactly. Now we can talk to her. Whiskey delivery for you, Doc. What brand? Nurse Whiskey, your favorite, I'm led to believe. Didn't know she makes house calls. All right, hold on. You hear a rattle as she unlocks the door. Doc Alice looks to be about in her 50s. Her hair is graying and her face is lined, but her eyes are still clear and sharp, if bloodshot. She holds out her hand. Whiskey, stat. She cracks open the whiskey and fills a small flask she takes out of her pocket. Then she puts the flask back in her pocket and starts chugging out of the bottle. Geez, Doc, that doesn't seem healthy. Who is the doctor here, me or you? Is everything alright? That depends on how fast I can get this whiskey into my bloodstream compared to how fast my liver filters it out, and I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... She glares at you meaningfully. So what's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart and you ask what's the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking? Why don't you go ahead and pick one and I'll drink to that? Dead men walking? You haven't seen it? Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with half their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living? Nope. Well, just count your lucky stars and stay out of the town cemetery then. Oh, I guess we gotta go there first. I'm learning so many new things. I realize we haven't done any combat yet, but we will get there. But yeah, Dirtwater 300, so we gotta do our stuff first. What to do first? We get the horses first, do the Fricker Gang first. The Fricker Gang should be last, I think, because that's actual, like, stuff. Orholmine is where the shovel is, right? Yes. Still some meat ore in this cart. 50 meat. There's the start of my currency. Another recovered mug. Very good. Let's go find this horse. Yeah, this game gets very atypical, shall we say. Is like the best way I can put it. When it comes to plot and just like story stuff and what's going on. The mechanism is labeled Cargo Elevator Control. Poster on the wall behind reads Level 1 Blasting Cap Storage, Level 2 Plungers, Level 3 Tools. What do you want to send? Well, I need my tools first. Because I need to pick this lock, and I need a crowbar. And with a crowbar, I can do Level 1 and open up these crates. These crates are all labeled blasting caps. The period is part of the label. That's why it's inside the quotes like that. You pry one of the crates open with a crowbar and grab a blasting cap. Got an item blasting cap. Very good. We need these things so we can blow this thing up and get through there. So level 2 is next and last. Detonation plunger. I know it's been a while since I did anything for my channel for a little bit. My cat is in the process of dying at the moment. Oh, whoops. I need the blasting cap here. Of old age, not that, like, he's bleeding out somewhere. Like this has been a long time coming now. He's in he's in sort of, kind of his last thralls of life. You know, he hasn't left his bed in, like, a couple days, so... Oh, we got a silver nugget. I have made my peace with it. I had plenty of time to. So yeah, the last couple of days I've been playing West of Loathing, like, all day. Because I'm also, like, by myself until tomorrow, and have been for the last few days. Leading up till Christmas. So, you know, I've been taking care of my cat and playing West of Loathing, and this has been a terrific, like, mood cleaner. Like, it's just such a contrast from, like, what's actually happening in my house. That it's quite a nice... Don't go back out there yet. It's a lovely shift, you know? So I appreciate this game very much. You see the dark horse, barely. Hey there, girl, it's okay, I'm a friend. The horse shies away from you, though in this case it's more like cripplingly introverted away from you. Aw, come on, don't be like that. Look, I brought some oats for you. They aren't poison or anything. In retrospect, I guess that wasn't a very comforting thing to say. As you reach out to pat her nose, the horse ducks and steps further back into the shadows. Aw, come on. You take a handful of oats out of the bag and hold them out to the horse. Here you go, yum yum. She sidles away from you warily and makes a surprisingly good attempt at hiding in her own shadow. Come on, please. Look, they're fine, okay? See? You take a handful from the bag and toss them in your mouth. Ugh, it's like the roughest, blandest breakfast cereal you've ever eaten. Still, it's better than dry cat food, don't ask. You smile to show the horse that you're fine and realize that you've unconsciously turned around and walked out the door. Jeez, these are powerful. The horse looks at you warily as you re-enter with a cheerful wave. See? Perfectly fine. You take a handful of oats out of the bag and hold them out to the horse. Oh my god, again. The horse hunches her shoulders and seems to shrink slightly as you pat her nose, but she doesn't actually flee, so that's something. There's a good girl, now feed her. The horse finally seems relaxed enough around you, so you offer her a handful of the oats. Warily, begrudgingly, she eats them. Then she gestures at something behind you. You turn around to look, but don't see anything. When you turn back, she's gone. Well, okay then. Oh, what's this crack? Examine the hole. You bend down and shine your lantern into the crack in the rock. You can just barely make out a square shape down in there, well out of arm's reach. Looks like somebody dropped a small metal box into the hole, though you don't know if that was to hide it or discard it. If you're truly desperate to find out what's in there, you could try reasoning with the rock. Your primary argument would be a bundle of dynamite. Perhaps you could persuade the hole to widen enough to grab the box. So we need 3 dynamite for that. How many needles do we have? We only have 1. I need another one. Because I need to trade them for dynamite. I have 1 dynamite and I have 1 needle. That only accounts for 2. I hope I didn't need to pick the dickering skill to get the 3rd one. Because that would be quite dickish. Pun intended. Thousand Snakes Gulch. How about it? Ow. This snake looks sleepy, but not that sleepy. Here we go. Combat! 29 minutes into the video, we got it. Alright. I'm new to, like, the melee class, so... And, like, you can do whatever. Kind of. It does kind of matter, because, like, your AP skills will be different each time, but, like, you can still melee or pistol attack, no matter what you pick. 6 to 7, 8 to 9... Costs 1 AP, usable once per fight. Your muscle will increase by 2. This will not end your turn. Oh, that's nice. First aid will recover 15 HP. Jeez. This is a good... These are good skills. Varied. Oh, yeah. I beef up by mooing. Then we just come over here and beat the shit out of that snake. God damn, one shot, dead. Eat it. Alright, we have 8 unspent XP. This costs 5 and 10. So, there's a ton of things we could upgrade. Well, not yet, some of these. Some of these cost a lot, but like, you know, the importance kind of depends. I feel like I know what is good to level up first, although the AP skills are going to be different. Intimidating, you have a way of getting what you want. Okay, so this is called something, no matter what class you pick, it's called something different, but it's the same thing. It's like your speech skill, basically, that lets you, you know, talk your way out of stuff and get XP for doing it. Lockpicking expertise, it's going to take quite a lot of XP to do that. Tough customer increases my melee damage. Costs 10 XP to increase that. First aid, beef up, just improves those skills. Grit will eventually increase my stomach capacity as well. I don't know what pain tolerance does. Like, I've never figured that out. But we can increase our maximum HP by 10. We don't have enough to do either of these. Gumption would be good because that'll give you more maximum AP and more speed, which I need. And then Glamour is your lucky find stuff. Earn more meat, better item finding bonus, and liver capacity for being able to use more potions in a day. Or we could just upgrade our muscle for 5 XP, which I'm going to do. Another snake? Well, I guess it's not called One Snake Gulch. No, that's right, it's called Thousand Snake Gulch, which means there is a lot of snakes. This dude's got more health. God, the last thing I want to be doing is attacking a snake with my bare hands. Like, it doesn't make a difference in this game, but just in my sensibilities, I'm like, I would never do that. It's like the spiders in Skyrim. Like, you kill them with a ranged attack or you run away. I ain't getting that close. This snake looks really angry. You're gonna need every trick in the book to beat this one. I'm good at tricks. Let's get it. Well, they're quick. Yep, and I am not. So we have to raise Gumption, or whatever it is. Let's get our +2 muscle. So we can down this dude in 2 hits instead of 3. But yeah, it's turn-based combat with items that don't end your turn when you use them. Some skills that don't end your turn when you lose them. Some of them you end your turn if they're like attacks. But yeah, the combat is like not deep, but it's not shallow either. But like maybe it's kind of shallow, but also it doesn't feel like it matters, at least not to me. Yeah, I need more speed. Thank y'all. This horse has gone snake crazy, or maybe he was some other kind of crazy before. Hey there, boy. Hey, fella. I'm a friend, okay? It's cool, all right? Be cool. Don't freak out on me. Look him in the eyes. You calmly look the horse in the eyes. One of them is fixed in a glassy 1,000-yard stare, and the other is revolving madly in its socket like he's thinking of trying to escape in every direction simultaneously. He looks to be calming down a little now that it's clear you aren't actually made of spiders, though. You carefully and gently pat the horse's nose. He twitches a bit, okay, a lot, but seems to recognize that you aren't going to eat his eyes or suck out his soul or whatever madness is bouncing around in that skull of his. That's a good boy. Yeah. Feed him the oats. Are you hungry, boy? I've got a little treat for you. You feed the crazy horse some of the homing oats, and it gallops away with a whinny, or rather a whindyargle. Hopefully he's headed home and not into the 12th dimension. Cool. And that's everything that's here. We're 33 minutes in. I would like to finish this prologue in the first episode if I could. That might make for a longer episode, but I don't mind that. I want to get all of it in here so you see everything this game has to offer in case you were thinking of being turned off by what you haven't seen yet. Oh, recovered mug. Benjamin Crockett showed up way too early. Oh, okay, we're fighting a dude. We dug him up. You know, grave robbing is bad manners, but if it's lucrative, who gives a shit? Oh, of course. I knew you were gonna min-max me there. You've put a stop to Captain Skeleton's unnatural animation. Oh, I got an old cavalry saber. Is that better than my glass knuckles? Damage 5 to 6. Were the knuckles 4 to 5? They were. Oh, 5 to 6. I like it then. A skeleton! You're not getting past it without a scuffle. A scuffle it is! Yeah, this game just makes me feel good. Like, I'm a fan of it. I remember I watched, when it first came out on PC, I watched, like, Northern Line play it, or I watched the first episode. And I was not very impressed. Like, maybe it's not a game to watch, but I'm sure gonna try and make it one for the purposes of my channel. But it is definitely a game to play. And it was cheap. Like, I got it in the holiday sale on the Switch. It was like $8, so maybe I should have led with that. But, I don't know how long the holiday sale's going on the Nintendo eShop, but I did it, and it was good. $8 is good. I think it was like 15 regular, so. You approach the weird semi-transparent horse cautiously so as not to startle her, though you quickly come to the realization that this is not a horse that startles easily. Hello there. Hi. I'm a friend, okay? That's a little strange how you did that without opening your mouth. You pat the horse's nose, which is very cold. If you were going to ride her, you would want an extra saddle blanket to keep your butt from freezing. Here you go, girl. Have some oats. You hold out a handful of oats for the horse, but she just sort of stares right through you. Ugh. Please don't look at me like that. You hold the oats out again, but the horse continues to ignore them. What's the matter? Are they not spooky enough? I'm not sure how to make oats spooky. I guess I could put some bone meal on them, but I don't have anything handy to grind up bones with. Grave dirt? Winnie. Is that a yes? Weird. Okay. You sprinkle the oats with just a little bit of grave dirt and hold them out again. The horse gazes expressionlessly at them, then eats them. And with that, she glides away in the direction of town. Bizarre. Timothy Cochran, devoted husband. Elizabeth Cochran, beloved daughter. Silas Cochran, a baby. I feel that. What kind of baby is beloved? What kind of baby has done anything to deserve affection of any kind? You know what I mean? Alright, so we got the Fricker gang to do, but first I want to turn in these horses. Also, we got a shovel. So I can be the town janitor for a second. Nasty work, but somebody's got to do it. +1 XP. Dude, if I gained +1 XP in real life, I would be a shit shoveler full time. Wouldn't even bother me. When you're making gains, viewable gains, the motivation is clean as a whistle, you know? I don't know how you spotted her hiding in that mine, but thanks for sending back my dark horse. Sure thing. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. Thanks for your help. Anytime. Thanks for finding my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? Not that I noticed. That's all of them. I can't thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Thanks. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you? Can you sell me a horse? Sure thing. I should warn you, though, horses get mighty attached to their riders. Once you've bought one, you won't be able to change your mind later. Which one are you interested in? I'll take that basic model. Pfft. Crazy eyes, spooky pale one, or shifty-looking dark one? Well, my other two playthroughs have the spooky and the dark one, so I'm gonna go crazy eyes here. Okay, I gotta warn you, this horse has seen some stuff, but I'll sell him for 1,000 meat. Is something wrong with him? No, not as such. He's perfectly functional. But, well, he's always sneaking off to Thousand Snakes Gulch to chew on the loco weed that grows there. And that makes him see crazy things? I think it's more like he does it to forget about the crazy things he sees all the time anyway. Color me intrigued, I'll take him. Give him a name. Oh, this one's a he, huh? The other two were women. Let's name him... What's a good horse name? Is this a real person? Because I know this name ain't coming to me out of nowhere. Oh, there's not enough room. Wow. Fine, just Milton it is then, you bastard. Are you sure you want to name your horse Milton? Yes, alright then, Milton the horse. It's got a nice ring to it. Okay. Oh, and I almost forgot. Free with every horse purchase is a complimentary map. Well, thanks for that. And I got the needles out of there already. That's right, we have one dynamite. We need another one. Howdy, yes. Oh, we need... Oh, we can only trade one? Well, how the hell do I get more dynamite then, man? I don't know. What's that? Oh, it's a recovered... Someone buried a mug there. That's what you do with it, man. I guess. Oh yeah, I forgot to do some stuff while I was in here. Hey, Doc, can I look at your books?
Sure, if you want to. Not that they're gonna do you much good in this doomed, forsaken hellhole.
You should try being less cheerful, Doc. You survey the books on Alice's shelf. They're all medical textbooks except for a few. You start flipping through the Goblin language book. It's confusing at first, but you eventually get so engrossed that by the time you take a break from reading, several blurfs have passed, and you also know that blurf is the Goblin word for hour. You have learned to speak Goblin, sort of. You got a perk, Goblin tongue. The book tells the story of a legendary treasure, a massive chest full of premium meat secreted, in the hidden sense, not in the extruded sense, secreted in the western desert by an old cowhand named Curly Butterfield. About the life and works of Fred Ferguson. This book purports to be a Civil War surgeon's autobiography, but flipping through it, you mostly just find lists of reasons that drinking alcohol is bad. So, it's actually a work of ludicrous speculative fiction. At least there are some useful appendices in the back, and some diagrams of appendices. Nice. I grab a pair of tweezers and pluck some of my more unsightly eyebrows, and I gained 1 XP for that. Oh, we have 28 XP, alright, we can, yeah, upgrade grit for sure. Plus 2 to stomach capacity would be great. Another maximum AP and another spleen capacity from gumption would be terrific also. But let's do glamour and another grit instead. Alright, now we get a ton of HP. And we are a melee character, so we should be tanky like that. Oh, right. Yeah, so what's the matter? Dead men walking, yeah. Oh yeah, there was a skeleton in the cemetery.
It's nice to get some outside confirmation that I'm not losing my damn mind.
But how is that even possible?
It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up.
Patients? Oh, ouch. Doc Alice turns away, grimacing.
Every doctor loses one now and again. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is them coming back afterward and looking for revenge.
That must be pretty rough.
Rough, buddy, I just don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients, it's neighbors, friends, husbands.
Oh, indeed. She turns away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle.
What now?
Do you have any idea what's causing the resurrections?
Well, I heard a rumor.
A rumor? What is it?
It's when you get incomplete information from an unverified source.
Okay, airplane. I liked it. I like it, though. I appreciate the little reference there. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a fella out west that's causing it.
Oh, a necromancer, they call him. Supposedly he's sending magic out into the world somehow.
Magic like the beanslingers use?
I never heard of any beanslinger raising the dead, have you?
Her scowl deepens.
That'd be one hell of a can of beans.
We have to keep talking to her so she'll join us.
What now?
About that necromancer.
Assuming he exists, what about him?
Well, maybe someone ought to try and stop him. Doc Alice gives you a sharp look.
You? Because I know you ain't talking about me.
Why not you?
A gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as a squirrel-nosed surgery. Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid?
You aren't that old. And if I were going to pick someone to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death, but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from her bottle, saying nothing. And sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done for your friends and everyone. She continues to look at you. You can see the gears turning in her head. It beats doing nothing anyway. Beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away. Then she shakes her head slowly.
You seriously expect me to ride out west by myself chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me and maybe we can find the guy and put a stop to it. It's crazy. Impossible. Impossible like raising the dead is impossible? Alice crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens in her eyes. Alright, kid, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. Alright, when we're done with the prologue, we pick one companion to bring with us. So it could be her. Okay, now that we can talk to goblins, let's come in here and talk to this goblin. Hi, Gary. Hi, hello, I am Gary. Who are you? Well, I'm Jeb. Hello, Jeb. Good to meet you. What Jeb doing down here? Oh, you know, I'm just looking around. Oh, hey, Gary likes to looking too. Gary now looking for way out of this dump. Gary not having much luck, though. Where are you trying to go, Gary? High away and far up for popping, and then new Gary everywhere. Settle down, Gary. Gary doesn't likes to settling. Gary wants to traveling and popping. If Jeb going far up and high away, maybe taking Gary with you, eh? Oh, we'll think about it. I took Gary with me on my snake oiler, but I've only played that file for like an hour, so I could be convinced to repeat it. The goblin seems like maybe the most interesting one. Or we could take the duck. I know I'm not taking her, Susie, because I took her on my first playthrough. In fact, I'm not sure I even really want to do her quest line right now. Although I'll do it because, like, XP, you know. I'll do it. Hey, here's some mugs. 100 me for those mugs. Who's the lady drinking whiskey out of a beer mug? That's Susie. She's a rancher from nearby. Real tough broad. I ain't recommend you pester her. Why's that? Lost her... Oh, damn it. I missed it. Lost her whole family to cows, basically, or something. Are you Susie Cochran? How'd you know my last name? I saw the graves in the cemetery. I'm sorry for your loss. Susie scowls bitterly and mutters into her whiskey. I saw it happen. Saw the whole damn thing. Couldn't do nothing about it. Bartender says it was cows? Cows, right. I don't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead, and she left me the place when she passed. Go on. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple days ago. Happened so fast I didn't even have time to get my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed in the front door, and a fire started out back by the root cellar. House went up in blazes just like that. What did you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids 'cause of the fire, and I saw Tim trampled right in front of me. She drains her glass. I ain't want to talk about it anymore. Sorry. She refills her mug from a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here and no desire to stay. I can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Ma's rifle. It's all I got left of anybody. Where is it? Left it at the ranch like a damn fool. Listen, can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. Alright, let's go get it. I didn't realize how much this game was gonna wear on my goddamn vocal cords. Goddamn cowpoke accents. Specifically the grainy ones. Like the gravelly ones. Those will do it for you. The outhouse is the only thing still standing. Something behind this door is making some pretty awful noises. Let's go through it. Ooh, a varmint skinning knife. These pies were not safe. This thing looks angry. You're not going to make it to that safe without dealing with it. Well, let's deal with it then. Yeah, this would be an example of a monster you can fight in this game, because, you know, it's an evil cow from hell, literally. Evil demonic cow. It's a pyrobove. Which is like a, bovine, but like a pyrobovine thing. Anyway. No, yeah, that's cool. Just light me on fire. Just a steady stream of fire all across my stick figure body. That's what I like. One thing that's lovely about this game is that there's no after-battle healing necessary. You heal to full between every encounter. That's great. It's terrific. I'm not sure this game would work otherwise. I mean, it would, but it would be annoying. Alright, we got Susie's rifle. Gotta take it back to her. We're 50 minutes into this. It's gonna be a real long episode. We're almost done. There's only the Fricker gang left. Pretty much. And that's not a long thing. You find my rifle yet, stranger? Yep, here she is. Susie's eyes well up with tears as you hand her the rifle, and she roughly scrubs her sleeve across her face before any of them spill over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name. I'm Jeb. Thanks, Jeb. Can't rightly say what this means to me. She looks at the rifle for a long moment, then looks back at you. She sighs. Well, that's enough wallowing in misery. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you head west, you just say the word. Sounds good, Susie. Excuse me. When I cough, it, triggers my hiccup reflex, so it catches most people off guard. So there you go. Just thought I'd explain myself. Alright, let's go deal with those frickers. Oh, and now I just have the hiccups. That's lovely. Thud Fricker, the Fricker gang's intrepid lookout, appears to be taking a little nap. We could just shoot him. That would make us ruthless. It would be like a perk. That would make us mean, and then we'd have ruthless options in future stuff. I'm gonna be a good girl, though. Or a good... No, I'm a man. I'm a man in this. I'm gonna be a good man. An honorable man. Gonna ignore him, leave him there. We don't have the foraging skill because we picked lockpicking, which I think is the right choice still. Foraging can give you good XP in the beginning, because once you start foraging a few things, it'll start giving you XP each time you do it. Ooh, another recovered mug and a pair of silver cufflinks. One word of advice, don't sell anything, ever. Do not anything unless it literally says you should sell this, because it's going to come in handy for something else down the road for sure. Almost 100%. I have had to learn that lesson the hard way. So just hoard shit in your inventory if you're doing this. One of the Fricker boys is dozing in a bathtub. Psst, can you pass the soap? He mumbles and hands you a bar of soap before sinking deeper into both sleep and the tub. Cool. I need that bar of soap to trade for a lock. You cautiously approach the Fricker gang. They're pretty engrossed in their poker game, so it doesn't actually require that much caution. You hide behind a barrel and eavesdrop on their conversation for a while. The one with the eye patch is quiet, but you gather that his name is Snipe, and that the squirrely one is his brother Wimpy. What's your play here? Let's approach them and talk. Howdy, boys. Deal me in? The one without the eye patch raises an eyebrow at you. Who are you? How'd you get past Thud and Soapy? What do you want? It's Bimmy? This wasn't a dialogue option before. How do I know Bimmy? It's me, Bimmy, your brother. He squints at you. Bimmy? You ain't Bimmy. I am so Bimmy, I stole some Rube's face. Oh yeah, aren't I Bimmy the face thief? It's me, I stole some Rube's face. Ah, you always did have a knack for face wrestling. What's new, Bimmy? We gotta get out of here and fast. Wimpy, the Pinkertons are onto us and they'll be here any minute. Dag nabbit, come on, Snipe, let's hightail it. I'll catch up with you guys later tonight. Wimpy nods. He and Snipe hurriedly pack up their belongings and flee the cave. You congratulate yourself on your attentiveness, memory, and strong interpersonal skills. Gain 10 XP. Let's grab the door and skedaddle. But then I can't arrest them. Now I'm very confused. Alright, let's tie him up. You grab a nearby length of rope and carefully tie his hands together and then to the handles of the tub. The sheriff can come collect them later. Yes, I am an honorable person now. Very good. And we can just leave that dude sleeping so that he can be picked up later also. Get over there. I see the Fricker gang hasn't put a stop to your breathing. Did you rescue my cell door? You hand the sheriff his door and he hangs it back on its hinges. Nice work, stranger. This here prison cell just got about 4 times more secure. Are there any Fricker boys left for me to round up? Yeah, 1 or 2 that were asleep on the job. I'll go round them up shortly then. Looks like I owe you a reward. He produces a big bag of meat. Got another little task for you if you got the time. Should be a lot simpler than the last one. What you need? Well, the Frickers busted the lock when they took the door. Gonna need a new lock. I'll keep an eye out. Let's go get that lock. Yes, hello. Trade the soap for a lock. And back we go. You managed to scare up a lock for my cell? Yep, got one right here. That'll do nicely. The sheriff puts the lock on the cell door, then accidentally drops the key and it clatters into the cell. Hellfire. Don't suppose you know how to pick a lock, stranger? You got a needle handy? Yes, I do. For precisely this reason. I unlocked your cell for you. The sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. He looks around for a place to hide it and eventually sticks it under his hat. Thank you kindly, stranger. Boring Springs ever gets any more criminals, they'd better watch out. That's a good job you done. Don't mention it. Here, have this as a souvenir of your time in Boring Springs. You got an item, replica sheriff badge. Thanks, sheriff. That goes on my lapel, and it's +1 armor. Very nice. Very fashionable. Is that everything? I want to say that it is. I want to say we've done pretty much... Oh, wait. I need to go win some meat from these poker dudes. These two are playing poker, or at least trying to. They keep looking back and forth from their hands to the how to play poker card that came with their deck, biting their lips and concentrating real hard. Can I play? They look at you nervously. Look, I have some meat, let's play. You put 20 meat on the table and sit down before they can say no. One of them shuffles the cards, sloppily, and deals a new round. You get a pair of 10s, plus a 2, a 3, and a king. I'm gonna bet crazily. Eat this, all in, suckers! Sweat gushes from their faces as they each read the how to play poker card again, but eventually they both add 20 meat to the pot. Okay, read 'em and weep. You show your pair of 10s plus 2, 3, king. The guy on the left has a full house, 2 jacks and 3 aces, and the gal on the right somehow got a straight flush, 2 through 6 and hearts. Intimidate them. You explain that jacks are worth 9 points each, giving the guy on the left a total of 21 points to the gal on the right's 20 and your 25 plus a king. And the king means they either have to pay you in human teeth or an extra 10 meat each. They gasp and push more meat across the table at you. You collect your winnings and stand up. They thank you for helping them learn the game. Suckers. Alright, that's it for the tutorial. Like, I'm out of here now. I don't even care if there's other stuff to do. I am done. We're going. Gonna knock this out in just under an hour. I am sure I'm ready to leave. Alrighty then, you're properly horsed and ready to start your new life in the West. All you need now is a partner. Somebody to share the trail with. Somebody you can rely on for emotional and combat support. Who will you take? You can take no one, but you don't want to do that. Even though most enemies just attack you and leave your partner alone, has been my experience, at least in like the mid to late game. Like, they only attack you. No, I took Susie and like she didn't get attacked for like 6 straight hours. So, do we want Gary the Goblin or do we want Doc Alice? Or Crazy Pete. He seems like the magician type. Susie is a gunslinger, like she uses her rifle. What would Doc Alice be? Just like a healer? Like a... I don't know. Take Gary the Goblin. Should we? Yeah. Yeah. Head back to the saloon's basement and smuggle Gary out under your coat. He's like a secret character. Like, he's not someone you would find on the first one, I don't think. On your first playthrough. I mean, you might. It depends on your disposition, I guess. The first time I played, I just killed him with the fungicide that the chick gave me, and I didn't even question it, so... Howdy, Gary. Wanting more goblins meeting? Gary is hearing about goblins in Old Fort nearby. You discovered a new map location. Fort Cowardice. Okay. Alright, great. Yeah, depending on the side character you pick, there's different quests for them to do at different locations across the place. So Susie had you go find ranches that may have been attacked by hellcows. This goblin, Gary, seems to just want to find more of his kind in other locations. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe. And, yeah, the game's out on Switch now. It's also on PC. Probably cheaper on PC, maybe, since it's been out for a while. But, you know, whatever floats your whatevers. I heard that it's coming up like PS4 later. But it's not out yet on that, so if you don't want to wait, find it on a platform that is currently available. And it's hella worth the price point, like, for sure. Even if it's full price, it's worth it. Full price was like $15. Way worth it. I got like a solid 12 hours out of this game in 2 days, and I liked every second of it. I barely got tired ever. So, yeah. It's an albino recommendation, so feel free. And I'll see you guys next time.